Hi and welcome to Volusia Magazine. I'm Amber Patterson. Today we'll hear from Volusia Here and Now reporter Joanne Magley and get some insight into Volusia County's recycling program. There's more to it than most people realize. Then health reporter Stephanie Strong will bring us a story from the Volusia County Health Department about the benefits of making healthy fish selections for your diet. And finally, Community Information Director Dave Byron will be joined in the studio by Daytona Beach International Airport's Business Development Manager, Mr. Steve Cooke, and they'll be discussing the efforts taken at DBIA to weather tough economic times. Those segments, news, and more coming up on Volusia Magazine. Stay tuned. Because of the recent cold snap and below average rainfall over the last few months, Volusia County firefighters are on alert for possible brush fires, and they're encouraging residents to practice fire safety.
Many people think wildfire risk drops with the temperatures, but that's not true. The cold, dry weather we've been having is the perfect mix for wildfires and home heating fires. As a result, Volusia County Fire Services has upgraded its wildfire response to level 2. This means the agency automatically sends 2 brush trucks and a tanker to any brush or grass fire. The highest response level is 3.
Pyland encourages residents to use common sense to prevent wildfires and safeguard homes.
When cooking outdoors, never leave the fire unattended and make sure it's completely extinguished when you're done. Don't park your vehicle or operate all-terrain vehicles on dry grass. Don't throw cigarettes out car windows and clear gutters of dried leaves and pine needles. A single spark from a wildfire miles away could ignite a fire in your gutters, and this could spread quickly to your house. Maintain a lean, green landscape within 30 feet of your home. This means you should have no dead vegetation or flammable brushes near your home. Your plants should be healthy and green, and the lawn should be well irrigated.
Cold weather brings with it the threat of home heating fires because many people use space or kerosene heaters to save money or supplement their central heat.
Space heaters need space. Keep all things that burn, such as drapes, bedding, and furniture, at least 3 feet from the heater.
For more fire safety tips, you can always visit volusia.org/fire services. There are some big changes in store for the Marine Science Center, and although it might mean you might not be able to visit your favorite fowl and turtles for a little while, officials there guarantee the improvements will be well worth our wait.
The Marine Science Center is very excited about some new opportunities that we're developing.
An artificial reef exhibit will be the newest attraction at the county's Marine Science Center in Ponce Inlet. Work on the new exhibit is about to commence, which will require the center to be closed from January 24th through the 29th.
We're actually creating a new window into our turtle surgery area that's going to allow visitors to actually see the operations that are going on with our veterinarian and other sea turtle rehabilitation specialists as they prepare food for turtles, as they treat wounds and do other procedures on the turtles that are in our care.
Workers also will be renovating the turtle rehabilitation area, which, when finished, will allow better public access and viewing of this popular area.
Visitors are going to be able to come into our exhibit gallery. They're going to find a new doorway that's going to actually open out onto our turtle viewing terrace. For the first time, they're going to be able to go out onto that terrace and have a chance to view our turtles in rehabilitation from a new direction. And that's going to be a very exciting new development.
For more information about the programs and activities at the Marine Science Center, you can visit marinesciencecenter.com or you can call them at 386-304-5545. The Marine Science Center is located at 100 Lighthouse Drive, and it's open from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Tuesday through Saturday and noon to 4 p.m. on Sunday. Admission is just $4 for seniors, $5 for adults, and $2 for children ages 3 through 12. It's free for children under the age of 3. For more information, you can log on to volusia.org. The winter tourist season is underway in Volusia County. If you or your friends or family are visiting Beach Street or Atlantic Avenue in Daytona Beach, why not let the Votran trolley take you there? Votran's colorful and convenient trolleys have been available for holiday travel along State Road A1A and Beach Street in Daytona Beach since mid-December, earlier than the usual mid-January start. The trolley provides service on Atlantic Avenue from noon until midnight to give residents and visitors greater access to jobs and enhanced shopping, restaurants, and recreational activities.
So we've started the service on December 19th. It will basically start the trolley operation for the year. It'll extend through Labor Day at this point. We will be talking with the beachside cities on the trolley service to discuss a long-term plan for how to operate the trolley service and how to fund the trolley service.
Trolley and fixed route fares one way are $1.25 for full fare adults and 60 cents for elderly, disabled, or youth under the age of 18. Value passes are available for 1, 3, 7, or 31 days. All buses and trolleys are wheelchair accessible. For further information, please call 386-761-7700 in Daytona Beach or 386-943-7033 in West Volusia or 386-424-6800 in Southeast Volusia. You can also visit them on the web at votran.org.
I'm Carl Persis with the Volusia County Council, asking you to help us make our roads safer for motorcyclists. You can save a life by looking twice and following these safety tips. Double check traffic at intersections before you pull out. Check your blind spots before changing lanes. Stay focused on your driving. Leave at least a 4-second distance between your vehicle and a motorcycle in front of you.
Director of Volusia County's Solid Waste Division. His customers include commercial haulers as well as both residential and non-residential self-haulers who use the county transfer station and landfill facilities.
We charge $34 a ton for regular household garbage, along with some other varied prices for tires, class 3 yard waste and things of that nature. All of that money goes into a pot, and we look at our operations, our construction, our future construction, our payroll, everything that it takes to operate this, and we have to run our operation based off of that, along with providing insurance, environmental insurance, liability insurance. So every cost that's associated with it, we have to make sure that we operate like a private sector business.
At the Tomoka landfill, there's a lot more than just a landfill. Multiple operations take place, including landfill gas management, household special waste handling, and there's even a recycling facility. And when it comes to recycling, Lenny says Volusia County has been at the forefront of this green initiative, especially since there's a materials recovery facility, also known as MRF, right at the landfill.
We've been ahead of this curve for a long time on the recycling side. Gel Corporation and working with a partnership with them on the curbside and having our own MRF right in our county and at our facility, and a public-private partnership with them and leasing the building and working together with them to develop and make a strong, viable recycling program.
And we're not just talking about recycling newspapers and soda cans. Methane, a naturally occurring gas emitted from landfills, is also recycled through a partnership with Fortistar.
All of the gas wells that are within our footprints of the old cells and the new cells, we extrapolate that gas out, and it's just like a big vacuum cleaner. It sucks all that methane out of there, and they're run through a scrubbing system, and then they're brought into the plant and they're put into generators, and we service about 3,800 households a year from the methane fuel that burns through those generators. Our yard waste program we take out here, and what happens is it gets ground up. It'll come in on the trucks from the commercial side and from the residential side. Goes into a big tub grinder. We grind it up, mix it with dirt, and we use it for cover material in the landfill. And what that does, that saves us money on the other end on our borough operation, where we don't have to dig a lot of our dirt to use to close the landfill out. We use the mulch combination dirt, and it's a savings. We're taking a waste and reusing it, so we're saving costs within our operation.
When it comes to traditional recycling, a sophisticated system separates plastic, papers, and metals.
We have a public-private partnership with Gel Corporation. It's a recycling facility. All of the curbside recycling that's generated within the county is taken to this facility, dumped, put into a conveyor system, and it's source separated. The glass, the plastics, the newspapers, the cardboard, aluminum cans, ferrous and non-ferrous metal, all broken out into different bins. It's baled, then it's shipped to market, and we do some revenue sharing with Gel Corp on that operation.
Gasoline, paints, thinners, pool chemicals, and similar materials cannot be disposed in your garbage because they're harmful to the environment. But you can drop these items off at the Household Hazardous Waste Facility at the Tomoka Landfill and the West Volusia Transfer Station. And while you're getting rid of your old paint, why not see if someone else's trash can become a new hue for your home? The county has a reuse program for paints, and residents can pick from what's available at no charge. So the next time you put your trash and recyclables to the curb, you'll know a lot more about where it's going and the efforts that are being made to reduce, reuse, and recycle. For Volusia Here and Now, I'm Joanne Magley.
For more information about Volusia County's Solid Waste Division and recycling programs, you can call 386-943-7889. Eat Fish, Choose Wisely is a public education campaign for young children, pregnant or nursing women, and women who may become pregnant. Public Information Officer Stephanie Strong gives us more information about this important campaign that raises awareness to the kinds of fish that are healthy in this segment of Community Health Matters.
The Volusia County Health Department's WIC office is talking about fish, good fish, urging women and children to eat more of it. Healthy fish low in mercury. It's part of a statewide public education campaign for the WIC program called Eat Fish, Choose Wisely. There are many health benefits to eating fish. Fish is high in protein. Fish is low in saturated fat. Fish is a good source of vitamins and minerals. Certain fish have omega-3 fatty acids, which may reduce the risk of heart disease and stroke.
Eat Fish is targeting two of our population groups, women who are pregnant, as well as breastfeeding women. More so for women who are pregnant, because we want them to choose low mercury fish, because mercury is passed through the placenta to the unborn baby. Also for the breastfeeding mom, it is passed through the breast milk to the young infant. So we do caution them in regards to eating fish low in mercury versus fish high in mercury.
Certain fish have high levels of mercury. They are usually large fish that have lived longer. Too much mercury can harm the brain and nervous system of unborn babies and young children.
The Women's Infant and Children Program is a great asset for our community. It's targeted towards our women who have children up to age 5, and it's a food supplement program. The program issues checks to women who are pregnant or who have children to spend in the grocery store on healthy nutrition.
You may qualify for WIC if you are a pregnant, postpartum, or breastfeeding mother. Infants and children under the age of 5 also may qualify. The goal of the WIC program is to improve the nutritional status of participants, especially during critical periods of growth and development. For more information about the Eat Fish, Choose Wisely campaign or about the WIC program, please call toll-free 1-866-WIC-FOOD. That's 1-866-942-3663. For Volusia Magazine and on behalf of the Volusia County Health Department, your guide to better health, I'm Public Information Officer Stephanie Strong.
If you have any questions about food safety or any other health-related issues, you can always log on to volusiahealth.com. And now let's go to the studio and join Community Information Director Dave Byron and his guest, Business Development Manager for Daytona Beach International Airport, Mr. Steve Cooke.
Well, thank you, Amber, and hello, everyone. While these have been tough economic times for airports across the country, especially for those airports in Florida that depend heavily on the leisure traveler, the county-operated Daytona Beach International Airport has been weathering the financial storm just fine. In fact, the airport ended 2011 with a nice year-over-year gain in passenger traffic. Today, we'll catch up on what's going on at our airport, and we're very pleased to have with us in the studio Steve Cooke. He's the Business Development Manager at Daytona Beach International Airport. Steve, Happy New Year.
Well, Happy New Year to you, Dave.
Was a good year for 2011, wasn't it?
2011 was a great year at the airport, and we're very pleased. We're looking forward to 2012.
In general, what's the story with airports these days?
Well, I think the airline industry will do just fine if fuel prices can remain in check.
Right.
And it's, you know, they bounce all over. There's speculators out there. So far, so good. They've come up a little bit, but they've also stayed down, you know, for most of the past year. So I think that's going to help us. We're seeing more air travel in our airport, but a lot of airports are seeing more air travel. So I think 2012 could be a much better year.
I get the feeling that tourism in general is coming back in the state of Florida. What is your view?
I think it's building, it's rebuilding from what was a very low level
right.
a couple, 2-3 years ago. And I see is it's coming back in the form of our hotel properties. The speedway is coming back a little bit, it looks like. We're going to get more planes this year for race week. So I see a steady building, you know, that's going to happen in 2012. You know, knock on wood, fuel prices don't go through the roof.
Right.
And we're very optimistic. That's going to be a great year.
Speaking of the races upcoming, Steve, I know that it's always a period when the mainline carriers at Daytona Beach International Airport, they add seat capacity to serve those race fans coming in and out of the area. I guess that's what's going to happen this year.
That's what's going to happen. And we just got the report today. We're actually up on that kind of capacity over what we were last year, which we kind of expected, but it's part of that phenomena where I think, you know, the market, the economy is coming back, particularly here in Daytona Beach. We'd like to see more happen with tourism along the beach. We'd love to see more of that going on. And I think overall, I think it's going to be a great year.
You know, it seems like, you know, the two mainline carriers at Daytona Beach International Airport, Delta and U.S. Airways, they seem to be among the strongest carriers in the airline industry today, and apparently rock solid in Daytona Beach.
Yes, I continually talk to those folks, you know, out in Arizona and also in Atlanta, and we go to see them from time to time. We're actually going to go see them again in the next few months. But the feedback we're getting is they're satisfied with their operation here in Daytona Beach. They're doing what they need to do. They're filling those planes. They're getting good fares, but they're competitive fares.
Right.
So the people are buying the tickets. So it seems like a very balanced situation now on the upside.
And looking at the numbers that you know, come across my desk every month, and looking at the passenger load factor, basically those planes are coming in and out of Daytona Beach almost full.
Pretty much, you know, we're talking 90%, 92, 95%, virtually full aircraft. Most people can relate to the fact that if they've used our airport, just about every seat is full most of the time. The airlines have been really managing that inventory so they can fill as many seats as possible, get the best fare they can, but also provide a competitive fare, which is what they've been able to do in 2011, and I think what's going to happen this coming year as well.
You got both of those carriers, you know, hubbed Delta in Atlanta and U.S. Airways in Charlotte, so that gives the passenger two hub options out of Daytona Beach. Do you see any opportunity for another hub out of Daytona, Steve?
There could be possibly another hub. I would love to see nonstop service to New York, and we've been working on that this past year, going to keep working on that. Airport like Washington National would be great. Dulles would be great, Baltimore would be great, perhaps something in the Chicago way would be great. There are a number of nonstop opportunities that also provide connecting service, so we're going to continue to work on those in 2012.
I know the last time you and I talked, Steve, you were trying to connect with American Airlines primarily with a route down in Miami.
Yes, that's true.
Is that still on the table, or is that?
Well, it's somewhat changed. You know, the airline industry is very volatile, and we did meet with American probably 3 times over the past year. Looking at that Miami flight, possibly connecting to that South American traffic that is so dense down there for American. We were working on that. They went into Chapter 11, as you probably know, and that put the skids on some of that, but at the same time, we're going to be seeing them in March and also in June again, and try to raise that again as a possibility. We think we can do very well with Miami, particularly with the connections they have out of Miami. So that's a possibility of that.
Any other airlines that you're targeting, Steve? To try
well, yeah, there is.
Besides all of them?
Besides all of them. One guy we'd like to see in here is JetBlue. I mean, we've probably spent more time talking to them. They acquired a bunch of new aircraft last year. I'm going to see them in March. I'll probably see them actually this month again, and try to talk about a New York nonstop service with JetBlue. We think that would be a winner. We think they do very, very well. We've run the numbers, we've done the statistics. It would be a great opportunity for JetBlue. So we're going to keep trying to present that to them, show them the light, hopefully as well as we can. And they've told me in the past that we're on the radar screen. They've told me that a number of times. So maybe that's something we can bring home to Daytona Beach and Volusia County this year.
Speaking of showing them the light, you got a brand new reconstructed east-west runway with a brand new lighting system.
It's gorgeous, yeah.
That project, I guess, was completed toward the end of last year.
Yeah.
That puts, I guess, the airport infrastructure-wise, as far as the runways, in good shape, huh?
It's in good shape for any aircraft that flies, any commercial aircraft that flies, with the exception of that A380, which is not made for this airport. But 747s, DC-10s, 9s, MD-88s, 757s, really any commercial aircraft that's in common use today can use our facilities. We now have an instrument landing systems on both ends of that main runway. So we have all of the navigation aids that we need to create a first-class facility. Our runway's in top shape, and it's going to be that way for years and years to come. So we're very thrilled about that.
I know, a lot of people don't realize that Daytona Beach International Airport is a service of Volusia County government.
Yes.
And your revenues or expenses are part of the county budget, but you don't operate with local property tax dollars. What's the state of the fiscal picture at the airport, Steve?
Well, it's improving. I can tell you that. We had a hit in 2 years ago when the economy turned down, but it's been a steady gain this past year, and I think we may be at break even. I think right now. I'm not sure about that. Our finance people haven't really told me that, but they're doing the kind of analysis right now to see exactly where we're going to end up for 2011. And it's very positive. I mean, it's much more positive than it was. What I'm hoping is we're not going to have to dip into reserves this year, and I think I'm kind of confident it's going to be that way because we are getting more traffic. We're doing more with our commercial properties, and we're bringing more revenue into the airport because it does, as you say, operate as an enterprise fund with no Volusia County tax dollars in the operation at all.
Speaking of revenue, Steve, and the property around the airport has vast acreage, some developed and some not. And all of those properties on the airport complex, they pay you rent.
They do. Our average hotel on the airport pays the airport about $150,000 a year. It's a very important part of our revenue picture. We just are making a deal now with the Outback kind of development on Bevel Road. We've got some real interest in that. All of that is the kind of thing we're looking for that property that has no direct aeronautical purpose, so we can generate income to support the aviation that we want to provide.
And that sort of leads me into pointing out that the airport and the county's economic development operation really go hand in glove.
Oh, sure, we work very closely.
And really, with the potential of industrial development from an aviation point of view and that sort of thing at the airport, I mean, that could be the future of the county's economic development program.
It could. I mean, we're always on the lookout for a big aviation deal that could go pretty much on that south property. There's a parcel down there called Parcel 54. You could build a huge hangar down there. And those kinds of deals, maintenance deals, modification deals, particularly for large transport aircraft. They create a lot of jobs, and they're high-paying jobs. And so we've always got our eye on those kind of deals to see if we can bring one home to Volusia County.
I couldn't let you go without mentioning Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University.
Yes.
You know, they've got that next-gen facility at the airport, and of course they're right at the eastern end of the airport. They've got all their planes there. There's a great tie-in between that great university and Volusia County.
Absolutely. We work very closely with them. The next-gen facility, they're one component of really 3 locations in the United States that's working on that. They're working with private industry. They've got some of the best minds on the country on basically looking at how to convert our air navigation system from a ground-based system to a satellite-based system. It's a very complex problem, but they've got some great people working on it. They've got some federal grants. We're certainly helping them in every way we can to basically create the environment where we can do more of that, attract more high-paying jobs to Daytona Beach and Volusia County, and we think that's going to happen. They're really carving out a niche for themselves in that high-tech, leading-edge kind of technology area, and we certainly want to be a part of that.
Steve, as we close today, you mentioned it earlier, and that is when you look at the total cost of taking a trip, when you look at what it's going to cost you to park and what it's going to cost you to get there and your fare and all the other charges, really Daytona Beach International Airport becomes very competitive from that standpoint.
It's very competitive on that standpoint, but it's also the most convenient airport you're going to find in Central Florida. We say in our advertisement, we're just plain easy. It's true.
Right.
We've got a new business center for people with computers and that sort of thing. We have weather and flight tracking. We have basically a mailback service if we capture something or surrender something from your luggage through the security checkpoint. We've got friendly people. They're attentive to our customers, and we provide an environment that's the best you're going to find in Florida, we think, for the air traveling public. What we advise is to try to get out as far ahead of your trip as you can, because our seats do tend to fill up, and they do have discount seats. They tend to be not as many as in some of the other airports, but you can get them. You can get very good deals.
And what's the website, Steve?
FlyDaytonaFirst.com.
Our guest today, Steve Cooke, the Business Development Manager at Daytona Beach International Airport. Like to have you in at the beginning of every year, Steve. We'll stay with you for the rest of the year. Looks like it's going to be a good year.
We're very optimistic, Dave. We've got high hopes for 2012.
Thanks for being with us, Steve.
Thank you, Dave.
And with that, we'll go back to you, Amber.
Thanks, Dave, and thank you for watching Volusia Magazine. If you have any questions about our program, you can always give us a call at any of the numbers you see listed here, or you can log on to volusia.org. And you can catch the show online. Just go to volusia.org and click on the Volusia Magazine icon. And we hope you won't forget to listen to Volusia Today, Volusia County Government's public information radio broadcast. Volusia Today airs every Tuesday and Sunday mornings on the local radio stations you see on your screen. We'd also like to invite you to the next Volusia County Council meeting, which is scheduled for Thursday, January 19th at 9 a.m. in the County Council chambers in DeLand, and your public participation is welcome. For Volusia Magazine, I'm Amber Patterson. Have a great evening.